Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the second semi-final of the Vancouver Sevens. This one's going to be an exciting game. Australia taking on Argentina. We know now that Fiji will be through to the final. So whoever wins this is not going to have an easy game, as they will be taking on the gold medal defending champs in Fiji. But for this game for Australia, Maloof, Hutchison, Ma, Turner, Roach, Toole, and Gonzalez as their starting lineup. Then for Argentina, it is Schultz, Dalmastre, Isgro, Velez, Manita, then also Tobias Wade and Vera Field. So actually going with Luciano Gonzalez off the bench, which is a bold move to make. But this game about to be kicked off. Argentina will be the side who are doing the kicking off. And it has just gone the 10, and Jermaine Schultz gets the ball back on the side. It's a knock-on, though, unfortunately for Argentina in the early stages. For Lautaro, Bazon, Velez there. And also go Australia, says Viniana. And also we have got the helmet towards the last one. It went quick. That is for sure. That match, I wish it was longer because those two sides were just going at each other for it. And go Aussie, yes, you can do it in there, says Mariana. And also Australia in there from Miguel. And come on, Australia, says LJ, and go Aussie in there. But we do also have Tosso, Argentina from Escaroy. So some people going for Argentina in this game. It's going to be in the hands of Matthew Gonzalez. Has been wrestled down. Maybe they didn't start Luciano Gonzalez so that no one got confused about which Gonzalez was playing. Now, going to be in the hands of Ben Ma. Sits up nicely, and Roach does get to have a run near the touchline. Marcos Maneta, brilliantly done by the young player of the year for 2021. Now gone through. Maneta with the grubber. It sits up for him, and he will be scoring the first try of the match. Marcos Maneta, what can't this man do? And he is going to be going over for the first try. And can you ride a kangaroo, says Danny? Probably not very well, I wouldn't think. And also Tosso Argentina, and this is Anna, and also we have the try to try Argentina. And that one is says Katie Dixon, but a brilliant chip and chase from Marcos Maneta. And he does end up going over for Argentina for their very first try of the match. And go Australia, and come on Australia, and one more. And there it was Fasu, hopefully I've said that correctly. And also we have got Santiago and Serenia. And there said, come on Australia. Or it might be, is it Siriana? Siriana? Hopefully I said that correctly. And Fiji Vanaka. And there it says Sakai. They were brilliant in their game, Fiji, winning that one up against Samoa, which then means whoever wins this game goes on to face Fiji. Whoever loses this game goes on to face Samoa. And both games are not going to be easy. That is for sure. Currently now going to be just on the side of Australia, 40 metres out from their line. Roach now passes across to Corey Toole. Great step on him. He's just turned about 3 Argentine players inside out. Now back to Nick Maloof. Thought about going for the wide cutout pass. Instead saw that Argentina were marking it. So decides to hang on to it for just a little bit longer and take contact. Now going back across Ben Ma. Bounce pass from Gonzalez off now Henry Hutchison. Miscommunication between him and Turner. And it does mean that Argentina will have the quick line out throw 3 minutes behind. And there says Anoya, and also we get their Puma vs Kangaroo will be a great fight. And there says it was Denny Lewis, and also Marcos Maneta is a beast. He sure is absolutely sensational with the talent from that man. But currently 3 minutes gone on this first half. A link to watch, please, says one. worldrugby.com is your best option because then you'll be able to work out where to watch the game in your country, because some games are available in certain countries but not in others. So World Rugby's YouTube channel and also World Rugby website, you will be able to find out exactly where you can watch it, Juan. That is now going to be offside by Marcos Maneta. Like they're saying, he's fast enough. He didn't really need to be offside at that stage. Just tell you what, just half a smidgen. If he was one more back, he would have ended up winning that foot race. And also 24 to the Aussies. And there says it says Heather as well there. And also, Hamish, have you got any fun facts about the animal Puma? They're quite fast. That's probably the best stat that I've got. But if it's anything like this Argentinian side, they're full of heart, because that is exactly like the mentality that Argentina talk about is always, we play with our hearts on our sleeves because we don't want to leave anything out on the field. You know, you want to empty your gas tank every single game. And that's why they've been doing so well recently. Argentina, they've got a great mindset. They're going to need a great mindset to try and chase down Roach, because he is gone. And that will be the try for Australia. Just managed to run straight through a gap. It almost looked like he was jogging near the end there, Roach. And also Vamos Pumas. And there says Lucas. But now Australia, they will make this back to 7-all. And it's New Zealand in the other semi. They are not. They actually got knocked out in their matchup up against Australia, which is why they are now playing Argentina. The other semi, it did go the way of Fiji, so it will be Fiji versus the winner of this game in the final of the sevens for Vancouver. And go Argentina, beat those from across the ditch as well. This is Nazi Williams. And also, yeah. Well, first try though, don't panic too much for Kundo. It's still a good chance that Argentina can go on to win this game. And Argentina are passionate as crying during the anthem. Says Danny Lewis, exactly right. You know what it means to them to wear that badge on their shirt, and they just play for their family, they play for their friends, they play for the love of Argentina. And I think that's why you always see them give it that 110% and also love their country, and they're exactly right. Now, Australia, they are about to kick this one off, and it will be Roach is about to get us underway. Kicks it off long, taken nicely by Jermaine Schultz, who just goes up, and he is a little bit, he's probably the tallest player out on the field. Maybe Ma is the other guy who's relatively close, Vamps Wallabies, and there as well. And there says Senova now around the side. Nice step from Argentina, moving up towards the halfway line. I think is throw. Oh, it's a penalty there to Australia. Now Henry Hutchinson takes a quick tap. And Argentina, they are going to be on the back foot, definitely with Corey Tall with the pace that man brings to his side. Ball on the outside, off to Josh Turner. He might have to throw it back. No, he doesn't. He goes with a step on the inside. And Australia have scored again up against Argentina. Vamos Wallabies. And then also does Quadzilla still play 10.1 seconds. Says Hanoi, Quadzilla. Who are we thinking of for Quad? I mean, is that Henry Hutchinson? Because I know he's got bloody big legs, but I don't know whether or not he is actually nicknamed Quadzilla. I don't know. So try. And there's this Katie, and also come on, Argentina from Miguel. He was close to the touchline. Well done from Joe Turner to use that weight, shift the momentum to be able to then go around the side. And come on, it's Star Samish. And they're doing very well. Thank you, mate. Now just short and away to the left-hand side. So the score will remain 12 points to Australia and 7 for Argentina. They're trying to get themselves their third cup final of the series. And also, come on, Pumas. Says a rugby edge there and go Australia. Says LJ. And also Tosso Argentina. Says Escaroy there as well. Currently, Josh Turner, he will be a focused man currently. We'll go like this. And there we go. Right. I was just making sure that we were still running smoothly. It's nicely taken. They're close to that touchline. Somehow keeping that in the field of play Argentina, but it's a loose, scrappy ball. And it's going to be the penalty to Argentina. Quadzilla. Oh, Trey Williams. And yeah, not that I know of if he's still playing. Anyway, we haven't seen his name recently, unfortunately. But he might still be. So and also, I think the ex-Oz Commonwealth Games sprinter, Trey Williams. I see. Yeah, no, he's not in the lineup for this one. They have gone with quite a few young players for this one. But yeah, 10.1 seconds probably quite useful. On a rugby field. And also, are you excited for the Easter egg hunt? It will be all right, I think. Overall, I know that the Easter eggs that we've got, George will enjoy them. Probably. He'll just eat them all, more than likely, but I'll let him. Now, that'll be taken nice by Jermaine Schultz. Now 25 metres out from the line here for Argentina, and they want one last try. Marcos Maneta could be the man who does so. He is elusive. He is acceleration personified, and he is going for the corner now, and he's going to win the foot race between him and Gonzalez. Oh, you've got to make the kick a bit easier. No, he doesn't. Puts it down in the corner, just worried about scoring the try, and whoever takes the kick will be like, why'd you do that for? You're way out wide. And Vamos Argentina says Christian, and now it is back to sit in 12-all. In this game, but Marcos Maneta, with that much pace, he went around the tackle of Roach in the end, and then he knew he was quick enough, back in his pace. Great cover defense in the end from Matthew Gonzalez, but that is when Maneta, that might be that youthful side, not willing to cut back in, and I didn't see the Olympic squad, or didn't make the Olympic squad. I haven't seen him since. Says Sino there, and also Vamos Argentina, says Federico, and Vamos Los Pumas from Lucas and Pumas. Got some fast young guns. That one's missed away to the side, so you have to wonder how crucial those 2 points could have been if it was a little bit of an easier kick. But halftime in this game, nothing can split these two sides, and it is sitting 12-12. Now the massive question, who will be able to get the better of the second half? And Vamos Los Pumas. And there as well says Sebastian. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to put in the chat, Argentina or Australia. Who do you think will be able to win this second half and move on to the final to face off against Fiji? The loser of this game, they will still get to play off for the bronze final, and that will be up against Samoa, which should be a very exciting game of Samoa. They will hope to rebuild after that last one. And also, this is your destiny, Amish Kiwilens. And there as well says Katie Dixon. And also, come on, Levio Gretas. I'm not too sure what that says, unfortunately. Sadly, I wish I spoke more Spanish, which is something I need to work on. I can only say Bienvenido de nuevo al canal de Kiwi Lads, but I don't know how great that was. Australia 69% says Sino for the percentage, and also Australia says LJ in the chat. But now the second half about to get back underway. Aussie on 3 is the comment, and they're grouping Marcos Maneta, the player of the year for the Sevens side of things last year. 2021 was a phenomenal breakthrough season for that man, whether it was the Dubai Games, whether it was the Olympics. And I watch free World Rugby as the best option there to be able to watch it. And also Oz, but Fiji to win. And there says Hanoi. Yeah, Fiji, how can someone stop Fiji at the moment? The way that they are tearing through opposition. Their closest game was up against France, but then France ended up getting dominated in their next game, I believe it was, up against South Africa. So it's very tricky to work out. And also Vamos Pumas. There's a Christian should Quade Cooper play sevens. I don't know how well he'd go. He'd be decent, but I don't know whether or not he would be that X-Factor player. World Rugby YouTube channel is streaming the games for free. Says Katie Dixon, and also Australia 26-21 will be the win. And we all wish we knew, mate. And there as well says Sino, but that one is going to be kicked off now 5 meters out from the line. 5 meters out from halfway inside of the Pumas territory. Vancouver has been coming alive in the last little while. It's going to be the quick tap taken by Schultz. Now going back across, I'm looking out for Luciano Gonzalez as one player to watch out for. Rodrigo Isgro doing nicely there, getting a couple more meters for Argentina. Now Schultz, he's got the men on the outside. If he decides to use them and step backs himself to go through the gap, Corey Toole cleaned out and a very good clean out. Argentina, nice offload. This is looking good offload on the outside. It sits up though, and Henry Hutchinson does hang on to it. It's going to be the advantage, and it's going back for the scrum. Hello, says Betty. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And go Argentina. And then Buenos Aires. And there's us, is Cristina. Carrying now Argentina sitting 12-all. Sonny Bill Williams played, and he got the gold medal. And there's us, says Danny Lewis. Although, of course, the difference between Sonny Bill Williams and Quade Cooper is probably that offload game. You would have to argue a lot more offloads coming from Sonny Bill Williams, and also got that little bit of extra size, so he would have been an enforcement forward for a game of sevens, or just a big, large back. But now currently 15 meters out from their own line here, Australia are going to have the scrum feed. Still 12-all. Nothing can split these two sides. I'm doing all right. Thanks to Sleepy. And there says Paddy Wagon. But it's a good scrum feed. Waiting for it. It got stuck in there. Little knock on the ground from Maurice Longbottom. And now it will be Argentina who have got themselves their next scrum. Rodrigo Isgro just giving a thumbs up to his opposite number, Henry Hutchison. I feel like those two are going to have quite the battle in the front row. Aussies win. Will make a final a cracker. And there's Austin. Or even if Argentina make it through to the final, that will still be a phenomenal game up against Fiji, as they've probably got the slightly more unpredictable style. Australia are very much so, like they keep their structure in that backline, bring back Israel Folau for sevens. And as I said, Danny Lewis, this one's going to be now of Australian penalty at scrum time. So they were able to take it straight back, and now they will be able to kick this one down towards the touchline, I should say. And I was like, Katie Dixon and yourself. And there's Betty Wagon. Currently now, last 6 penalties. 3 penalties against both of these sides. Do you commentate Super Rugby Pacific? Also says Hanoi, I do indeed. Every single game of Super Rugby Pacific we cover on the channel, whether it is Moana Pacifica, Fiji and Drua, Crusaders, Highlanders, Hurricanes, Blues, Chiefs, we do it all, and the Australian games as well. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also we have got the Money Bill Williams also had a passport. Quade couldn't go to the Olympics as he didn't have a passport. And there's also, and also Argentina versus Fiji. It's Fiji every day and twice on Tuesdays. There's Austin, although luckily for ourselves, I think it's Monday. Yeah, it is Monday. I don't even know what day it is. We stayed up all night the other night. We did 29 hours worth of bantamweight, 21 hours of live streams. And then I went to sleep, got 8 hours sleep, and we're back for the sevens again. Jermaine Schultz is an advantage here to Argentina. Marcos Maneta going through. Corey Toole making a great tackle on him, only 5 meters out from the line. Counter ruck. It was desperate from Corey Toole to try and get that turnover. And now Argentina go over. They score the try. And it will now be Lautaro Bazan Velez, who has been able to score. And hello, mate. Hope you're well. And then also I'm doing well. Thanks. It's Katie Dixon. And also, yeah, it's going to be an exciting final either way. An exciting third-place playoff game. Samoa will get to take on one of these two sides. It's a tricky one because I want to see Australia play up against Fiji, but I also want to see Australia take on Samoa. I feel like that will be an awesome game. And also we have got there Simone in there as well, says Lucas, and also try for the Pumas. And there Ran Moneta And it's a good kick. No, it just drifts away to the left. So it's still a converted try. Good, give Australia the lead. Gonzalez is a tractor. He is. It's the best way of describing him. He's made of muscle and just breaks everything. You know, like I think he's I think I said he trains in Muay Thai or something like that. And you can understand that he'd knock people out pretty simply, I think. But now going up. Nicely done by Argentina. Plenty of height on that drop kick off the kickoff. And now they have got the ball again. Marcos Maneta going to be backing himself. The drawing pass. That's going to be another try for Argentina. And it is Rodrigo Isgro who does go over. And that will give them possibly enough of a gap to be able to go in. And how good Argentina get good in sevens as well. Or how did Argentina get good in sevens? I think it's the mentality of the side. They play for the passion. They play for each other. And it just seems to work. And they have been good. Says Pablo there, and also come on Aussie. Says Tomasi, and also we've got the Maneta equals Flash. He is very quick. Marcos Maneta, and helps set up that try. Must be the winner for the Argies there as well. Oh, okay, it's a yellow card now. And that's an Australian yellow card. And it is going to be Nick Maloof now, who has been yellow carded for the next 2 minutes. And I believe it was a shoulder on Marcos Maneta. Probably lucky to just be a yellow. Got him right on the chin. And time left, says Austin. And it is currently going to be only 2 minutes left on the clock here. Vamos, Argentina, vamos. Gana there. And 1 minute, says Dante. So, yeah, not too long left at all. And Fernando said TMO, it was. They went upstairs. They decided that Marcos Maneta was hit high by Nick Maloof. And now because of it, it does mean that it is going to be Argentina up against a 6-man Australia for the next 2 minutes. Game over. And there. And we're done, says Sino. And also Argentina is a surprise great performing team in Vancouver. And although it was known that Argentina were going to push any side they play up against, they've got just some very star players. And that's the thing. I could probably list like 5 players for Argentina who just play out of their skin every single match. Maneta, Gonzalez, Jermaine Schultz, he's phenomenal for him. De La Vega also does very nicely. Now going back across for Argentina. Go, Argentina, go. Thanks you. Transmission, no worries at all. And we will be covering the final between Fiji and Argentina. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, guys, if you haven't already. And be sure to check out that pinned comment. It is the Kiwi Lad Sport, where we do also some more commentary over on there. We are on the road to 1,000 on that channel. So if you do want to help us out, please do. And Jordan Conroy, one of the best in the world. He certainly is playing out of his skin at the moment. And as the Sevens overall, will it be back next week, says Young Ray. So it is going to be 2 weeks' time. We have the women's sevens, and then a little bit longer after that, it is going to be the London Sevens, I believe it is. But any week that we have got sevens, we are going to be covering it on the channel. So be sure to stick around for those. And also we've got there, where are my high blood pressure pills? Says Pablo, tell you what, it's nerve-wracking, but 50 seconds left. Argentina from here, I believe they will be able to win this game. Unless there are 2 very quick tries. And also thanks to from Tucumán. Hopefully I said that correctly. Argentina. So, well, welcome in. Hope you are doing well. What time is it in Argentina at the moment, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know what time play Fiji and Argentina now, says Santiago. We'll get that time up for you. So I'll actually tell you it in hours till the game. It's going to be a free kick to Australia, just because if I tell you what time it is in New Zealand time, it might be a little bit tricky to work out. I would love to see another Walo versus Maneta in the final, and it is going to be the case by the looks of it. So the final is going to be taking place in 2 hours, 33 minutes time. So it is 12:58 p.m. New Zealand time, if you know. And also, we got well pronounced. It was no easy. And there says Mixi Miliano. Hopefully I've said that correctly as well. Both men and women's to lose. And there says Paddy Wagon. And also 7:25 p.m. says Pablo. So that game that is taking place, it is 2.5 hours time. So that will be about 9:50 p.m. local time, or 9:50 p.m. for Argentina time. I love this mental in there. And also we have got the and also this is the London, or then it's London men's. And thanks, man, says Santiago. No worries at all. And what's your name, pal? It is Hamish, which might not be too popular of a name in South America, I wouldn't think. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy that commentary side of things. And also thanks, narrator, says Fernando. No worries at all, mate. Or Fernando, in fact it is. But we are going to be back for the final, like I mentioned, 2.5 hours time. We are also going to be covering the game between Australia and Samoa in 2 hours time. And then alongside that, South Africa versus New Zealand, that is taking place in 1 hour and 35. But thank you all very much for tuning in once again. I'll follow your channel, dude. And this is Pablo. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. We do cover all of the sevens that we can. and also quite a bit of other rugby, including the national Argentinian side for the Pumas. They have got a series up against Scotland, I believe, coming up relatively soon. The Rugby Championship, we cover it on the channel as well. Go Argentina, go Pumas. And there says Brian. And also Grande Argentina desde Chile. And they're from Jorge. I hope I said that correctly. And also we got their greetings to Rapture. And there as well says Christina. And also as it over says Pablo, it is, which means your blood pressure pills hopefully won't be needed now as Argentina have made their way through to the final. Although, to be fair, Fiji's not going to be an easy game in the final. Far from it. So I'm looking forward to that one. We are the Quilombera de Argentina. And as says Fernando, and currently now, that is going to be the end of that game. I'm looking forward to the final games. We have got 3 more Sevens live streams that we are going to be covering on the channel. So be sure to stick around for those ones. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out that pinned comment for the Kiwi Lad Sport if you do want to help us out in our goal to reach 1,000 subscribers. What time is the final, Hamish? In New Zealand time, it will be 12:58 p.m. New Zealand time. And then the game between Samoa, Australia is 12:28 p.m. So that is the early one, but we are going to be covering all 3 of those games coming up on the channel. You guys versus Fijians. We mods. I don't know if us mods will be able to handle it, says Sebastian. Also called your sub, says Hanoi. Thank you very much, mate. And also thank you, Hamish, going to nap, says Eva Choi, and they have faster players, says Koroi, and Fiji will make it simple. And thank you for the amazing broadcast, bro. Thanks, Pablo. Do appreciate you, mate. And yeah, it's going to be exciting, this one that is coming up. But we will schedule those live streams probably within the next about 20 minutes so that you guys can set those notifications going and be ready to go for those next ones. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next one.